Welcome to another episode of Frisco Railriders Dynasty. We are fresh off of a 2-0 start here in season number 2 as we took down ranked SMU in the battle for Dallas, and we got our revenge on Texas State a week ago. True freshman John Montague has looked both really good and not so good at the same time in the first 2 games. He had 3 touchdowns and no interceptions in week 1, then in week 2, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Hoping for a cleaner game today against TCU. TCU has a ton of talent, especially offensively, and specifically Josh Hoover. He's a 93 overall pocket passer, and it is very likely he's gonna go to the league. He is very accurate on all 3 levels, and he has the throw power to push it downfield. And when you have a cornerback room like Frisco's that is extremely slow, the scariest thing you can ever imagine seeing is 4 wide receivers with 91 speed or better. And we are in Fort Worth, Texas for the battle for DFW, the DFW Cup, the DFW Bowl, whatever you want to call it. Actually, guys, let me know in the comments, what do you think sounds the best? I think maybe the DFW Bowl is what we should go with in this one. It's the second ever DFW Bowl as Frisco travels to TCU here at Amon G. Carter Stadium in Fort Worth. Let's play some football. Frisco will start the day with the football. They're saying John Montague had a quarterback masterclass a week ago, but they are leaving out his 3 interceptions. Spencer Strickland is your starting running back today, it looks like, as Bryce Kane comes in motion. And this pass is going to go over the middle here. That's caught by Corey. Nope, that's Jewel Vaughn. First down, Railriders. I just want to see Montague play a safe game in this one. No interceptions, no turnovers in general here as Strickland goes up the middle for a quick gain of 2. Maybe it's something I need to change in the settings, but I don't like how often that the game thinks your third down running back needs to be in the game, as this should have been handed off to Strickland. Montague made a mistake there. It's a loss of 5. As Strickland's still in the game here on 3rd and 13. The motion man is Corey Marsh. And back to pass is Montague. Going to the outside. He's got Marsh. It's a gain of 8. That's going to bring out the punt team. A promising first play is followed up by a couple stinkers as we now have to defend against Josh Hoover. Hoover is very likely going to be a 1st or 2nd round pick in next year's draft. First play of the game, though, is going to be a handoff to Payne as he tries to find room. He's taken down by Kenya Longo. Kenya Longo has been great on the outside to start this season. The true freshman has looked like a senior out there playing incredibly. Here's a quick pass to the outside. Jordan Dwyer makes the catch, and Dwyer gets a first down. It's a gain of 11. Still trying to get better at doing live commentary while I play these games. Hoover back to pass again. He's going to the right side. That's caught for a gain of 9 as that was Braylon James. No, that's Zion Booker. 2nd and 1. As Hoover, quick pass to the outside. That's another first down for TCU and a couple broken tackles. Nearly was able to break that one. Ed Small almost broke that one open. Up to midfield now. 1st and 10 from the 48. See if Frisco's defense can make a play. There's Kamori and Pimpton on the outside. It's a gain of 5. And we remember Pimpton from a season ago. He caught all of the passes against us in that TCU game. 2nd down and 5 now. Hoover underneath. That ball is caught. Tough grab by Zion Booker and a first down. The biggest concern playing TCU is trying to defend their trio of stud receivers. As Hoover fakes on this play, goes to the outside. That one's caught for a first down and more. Braylon James gets them up to the 19. TCU having their way on this first drive. They are in the red zone already as Hoover back to pass under pressure, but he's still able to get it away. Gain of 7. Dallas Bradley came so close to making a big play there, and instead it is 2nd down and 3. Hoover back to pass one more time. Quickly to the outside. There's Dwyer again. It's another first down, and that makes it 1st and goal. From the 6, handoff goes to Brandon High. High's got nowhere to go. He loses a yard. Nice play by the Railriders. 2nd down, Payne enters the game, and Payne's going to take the handoff to the left side. He'll pick up 3, 3rd and goal. Can this Frisco defense keep TCU out of the end zone? Here's a handoff now for High. He spins out a defender, and he's in the end zone. Frisco had a chance to take him down in the backfield, but J.C. Dudley got spun out bad. A long first drive by TCU ends in points as Spencer Strickland is still out there. Dropped him on the depth chart, and for some reason he will not come out of the game. As finally we see Duke Clark enter, and on 2nd and 5, it's going to be a quick pass to the outside, and somehow that's caught by Corey Marsh. 1st and 10 up to the 39. As Marsh in motion now. A lot more motion today from your Railriders, and it's going to go to Marsh underneath, and he's going to pick up 7. Feel like we don't usually see this much motion from the Railriders. 2nd down and 3, handoff to Duke Clark, and his first carry goes nowhere. Clark stays in the game on 3rd and 3 as he goes in motion, and Clark out of the backfield looking to get open, and he will, just enough space. And it looked like Montague was going to go to him all the way on that one. 2 seconds left in the first quarter. One more play for the Frisco offense. That ball is caught on the outside. Marsh with his 4th of the day as we end the first quarter down 7-0, but the offense is moving. So we'll take a look at the stats here. Not a lot of room for us on the ground, but 54 pass yards and a perfect start for Montague. Still seeing a ton of Spencer Strickland, and on 2nd and 4, it's going to go to him once again. Strickland up the middle. That's a first down. 1st and 10 from the 34. Handoff Strickland once again, going right up the middle with it. Spencer Strickland, first down and more, up to the 14. I'm starting to wonder if Coach Nicky Price is doing this on purpose. I mean, Duke Clark didn't have a great game a week ago as this pass is nearly intercepted. Guys, I'm going to break character here real quick. I could not see this guy. He blended in with the end zone. I could not see him there. I had no idea he was there. Look at this dude. First incompletion of the day for Montague is nearly a costly one as he's back to pass on 2nd down now. Looking for a man open. Can't quite find anyone. Eventually hits Montag on the out. That's not Montag. Montag's the quarterback. Montag is the one that threw the ball. That's John David LaFleur for 12 yards. 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. Duke Clark back into the game, and Clark going to take the carry up the middle for a first down. Touchdown, Railriders. And this was a nearly flawless drive from Frisco. They passed the ball well, they ran the ball well, and they capped it off with a Duke Clark touchdown to tie this game at 7. I think it's important to remember, this Frisco team was competitive against TCU a season ago. The game only ended in a score of 17-10, so this is definitely a team we can compete with just based on last season alone. 2nd and 8 after a quick grab by Kamorian Pimpton, as we'll see what Hoover does here. As he will fake the handoff to Brandon High. Hoover, time to throw, pass to the outside, it's picked off by J.C. Dudley, and Dudley's going back the other way with it. He's going to have 6 points for Frisco. I don't know what Josh Hoover thought he saw on the outside, but the only person that was ever going to catch this pass was a Frisco defender, and that defender just happened to be J.C. Dudley. Not only was Pimpton not open, the ball was also underthrown. Just an uncharacteristically bad play by Hoover. It's amazing how quickly things can change. Just 2.5 minutes into this second quarter, and we've turned a 7-0 deficit into a 14-7 lead as here's a run by Payne. He picks up 9. 2nd down and 1. Payne's still in the game. He's not their highest rated running back, but he's really solid as there's Olin Fritz in the backfield taking down Payne for a loss. Feels like we got really lucky bringing back Olin Fritz. He left us in the transfer portal, but we were able to bring it back as Hoover takes it himself, and he picks up the first down, gain of 7. This is where the great quarterbacks are tested. You are fresh off of an interception, and what do? You throw another one. This time it's Reese picking off Josh Hoover. Joseph Reese wasn't even the only Frisco defender in the area here. And suddenly, all things favor the Railriders as LaFleur goes in motion on first down here. It's going to be a quick pass out to LaFleur. Picks up just 3. 2nd down and 7. Frisco at midfield. Handoff goes to Duke Clark on 2nd down, and he fights forward for a first down. 1st and 10 from the 39. Montague back to pass again. Looking for somebody open. Going over the middle and underthrows Bryce Kane. Haven't seen hardly any Bryce Cain in this one so far. We'll see if that can change soon. As this pass underneath, that's caught by John David LaFleur once again. He picks up 7 more. 3rd and 3 now for the offense as Clark takes the handoff up the middle. And I don't know why he was so hesitant. He had a lane for the first down. 4th and 1 though, offense staying out on the field. Handoff to Clark once again, and this time he's decisive, right up the middle with it, up to the 12-yard line. 1st and 10 from the 12. Montague back to pass again. Underneath, he's got Bryce Cain. That's a gain of 5. Interesting set here from Frisco. They've got all 3 running backs in the game right now. See what happens here. It's a quick toss for Spencer Strickland, and Strickland's got the edge maybe. He breaks a tackle nearly in the end zone. 1st and goal from the 1. Bryce Cain in motion. It's going to be a quick flip for Cain. Cain looking for the edge. Is he going to get there? He might have, but he tried to juke back inside. Gives us 2nd and goal from the 2. As Montague hands off to Clark once again, and Clark's going to go around the outside, untouched. 2nd touchdown of the day for Duke Clark. He didn't have a great start to the game. His first few carries only went for a couple yards each, but now he's got 2 touchdowns and over 35 yards to his name. A couple painfully bad mistakes by Josh Hoover and a Frisco offense that was able to take advantage, and suddenly the score is 21-7. As here's Payne around the outside, he'll pick up 6. And that'll take us to the 2-minute timeout as it's 2nd and 4 from the 31. Hoover gonna fake the handoff now, pass outside is broken up. That's a good play by Roland Kidd. 3rd down and 4. You really need this if you're the Horned Frogs here. Hoover rolling to his left, and that ball is broken up. Tyree King on the outside. I'm lying. Tyree King doesn't play on this team anymore. That's Dakota. It's Dakota Lions with a nice play. Frisco up 21-7 and a chance to add more. Minute 45 remaining in the half. Montague back to pass on 1st down. It's going to be Bryce Cain with the catch underneath. He'll pick up 9. Don't really have time for a ton of small gains like that, though. You gotta get down the field if you're the Railriders. Montague back to pass on 2nd and 1. He's gonna launch it deep downfield for Marsh, and it's underthrown. And this is a concern you have with John Montague. He's just not a great deep ball thrower. And this one, well, this could have been a touchdown. 3rd down and 1. Montague dropping back to pass once again. Going underneath quickly for Duke Clark, and he's not going to get the 1st down on that screen. I don't understand how you don't get there. 1 minute remains here in the first half of football. 21-7 is your score as the Horned Frogs are looking to go into this half with anything positive, and that's nearly intercepted Dakota Lions. My biggest concern about this game was the speed of TCU's wide receivers and the non-speed of the Frisco Railriders defenders, and somehow that has been our biggest strength in this entire game. 3rd and 6, a chance to get another stop here. Hoover back to pass. He's under pressure. Kenya Longo in the backfield. That's going to make it 4th and 12. Timeout Frisco as they're going to get the ball back one more time. 43 seconds remain in the half as Cain comes in motion, and Montague back to pass. He's hit as he throws. He was looking for Corey Marsh. 2nd down and 10. More motion for the Railriders. Montague back to pass again. Looking over the middle. That ball's intercepted. Montague gives it right back. And I don't understand how McGee gets to this. He's the field side corner running all the way back to the middle of the field to intercept this pass? John David LaFleur looked like he was going to be wide open. Need the defense to make one more stop. TCU out there at the 37-yard line. Hoover going quickly underneath. That ball's caught by Jordan Dwyer. He picks up 7. 29 seconds left in the half. Hoover running up the middle with it. That ball's caught by Kamorian Pimpton, and Pimpton is all the way up to the 4-yard line. It's 1st and goal as TCU is sprinting back to the line of scrimmage. 1st and goal from the 4. Hoover back to pass again. He's got all day to throw the football. No pressure from the defense. It's knocked away by Roland Kidd. A touchdown here would be backbreaking for Frisco and absolutely uplifting for TCU as this pass outside broken up. That's Dakota Lions once again. 3rd and goal. Just 7 seconds remain in this first half. Hoover back to pass one more time. End zone. He's got his man. That's Zion Booker. Touchdown, Horned Frogs. And that'll take us to halftime, where suddenly a game that Frisco was absolutely dominating has turned into a game that is just barely in reach now for TCU. John Montague has thrown his 4th interception in the last 6 quarters, but honestly, I don't think the last one was his fault. That was just a ridiculous play by the defender. Guys, if you enjoy this content, drop a like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube BS, or don't. You don't have to. Let's get into the second half. After scoring that last second touchdown, TCU starts the second half with the football. And on first down, Hoover going to hand this off to Brandon High, and he's going to pick up a gain of 4. The Horned Frogs hustle back up to the line as here's another handoff to High as he breaks off a Kenya Longo, and Brandon High with a big gain, first down for TCU. But this one is coming back. A nice first down run instead turns into 2nd and 10 as High gonna get the fake this time. Here's a quick pass to the outside, caught by Zion Booker, gain of 2. 3rd down and 8. As Hoover back to pass again. He's going underneath. That's caught by Pimpton, and Pimpton gets upfield and picks up a first down up to the 41-yard line. 1st and 10 TCU. As here's a quick one to the outside, caught by Pimpton one more time. Kamorian Pimpton breaks a tackle. He's up the sideline up to the 33-yard line. Pimpton was mostly quiet in the first half. He had a couple catches, but nothing too big. As here's Payne with the handoff, going right up the middle with it. Payne with another first down, 16 yards. You had a feeling the speed of TCU was going to get to the Frisco defense eventually. Here's another handoff for Payne. Dallas Bradley makes the play in the backfield. 2nd down and 12 after the big play by Bradley. As Hoover back to pass once again, and he's got time once again. Nobody near Josh Hoover. He takes himself for a gain of 11. And on 3rd and 1, Hoover gonna hand off. That's Brandon High around the outside. He's not gonna get there. Big play by the Frisco defense to make it 4th and 2. Spencer Strickland starts the second half at running back, and the first play of this half is gonna be a handoff to Strickland. He goes right up the middle and picks up 6. The run game was very effective in the first half for Frisco. I imagine they're going to want to keep that going here in the second half. As here's Duke Clark with the carry, and Clark able to somehow find space for a first down. We've seen a good mix of both Clark and Strickland in this game. As here's a pass now from Montag. He's going to the outside, and Bryce Kane going to cut upfield nearly up to midfield. Actually, he crosses midfield. I'm just lying to you. Only 29 yards, though, for Bryce Kane in this one. I'm sure he's going to want to change that. As this pass underneath is caught by Corey Marsh. Somehow he gets it again. There's been a couple thrown to Marsh that you're wondering how they even made it through. 2nd and 1 now from the 39. It's another handoff for Clark, and he doesn't quite get the first down. It's 3rd and inches. And on 3rd and inches, it's going to be another handoff for Clark. He cuts right upfield with it. First down, Railriders. Been a really big fan of Frisco's run game in this one. As here's another handoff for Clark, and this time he's going nowhere. Just barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. And that'll make it 2nd and 10. Montag back to pass. Quickly going to the outside. That's caught by Strickland. Strickland's got blockers in front of him, and he should have cut that out sooner. He could have had more. 1st and 10 from the 17. Montag back to pass again. Looking for someone open. Going to LaFleur, and what a nice grab by John David LaFleur. And every time we've had a 1st and goal situation, we've turned to the run game. Not this time, though, as Montague under pressure. That'll make it 2nd down and goal. And on 2nd down, going back to the air once again, Montague rolling to his right to the end zone for Jewel Vaughn. I'm kidding, that's Corey Marsh with the touchdown grab. What a play by Corey Marsh. And Marsh is such a tough receiver. He just kept running with Montague on this play, and Montague with a beautiful ball. The only person that could have caught that was Corey Marsh. 28-17 as Frisco has scored in the second half. Last season against TCU, we scored 0 points in the second half as Hoover keeps it on first down, and he's going to pick up a first down. Not quite at the point in the game where you need to work with a ton of urgency if you're TCU, but you can't really take things slow. Here's a quick pass underneath, it's gain of 2. Feels like this Frisco defense has just done a great job of keeping everything in front of them and not giving up anything big over the top. Here's a handoff to Payne. Payne to the outside. Payne makes a man miss. He's up to the 20-yard line. Payne all the way down to the 9. Huge run, Jeremy Payne, 52 yards. And just like that, it is 1st and goal. Hoover making a change at the line of scrimmage. And he's back to pass on 1st down. Quickly going to the outside. That's going to be a walk-in touchdown. Ed Small had nobody in front of him as TCU will stay in this one. 28-24 game. Frisco on top. 3 seconds left here in this 3rd quarter as this handoff to Duke Clark goes nowhere. And that's going to take us to the 4th. We've got a nail-biter here in Fort Worth. 28-24 is your score. Frisco with the ball once again. Montague back to pass. Going to go quickly underneath for John David LaFleur. He picks up 9 more. 3rd down and 2. Montague back to pass, looking for somebody open. He doesn't have anyone, and he loses the football. Scooped up by the Horned Frogs, and Montague is down with an injury. As we're going to get a replay here, looks like Frisco wanted to set up the screen. It just wasn't there, and there was nowhere else to go with the football. Hoover takes over, only 19 yards away from his end zone, and that's going to make him further away as it's a loss of 2. John Montague has a bruised hand, and we'll see if he stays in this game. As the defense looking to make a big stop here. It's a handoff to Brandon High. He's looking for the edge, and he's not going to get it. Nice play on the outside there by Lane. And that takes us to 3rd and 11. All day for Hoover to throw. Finally, he throws it away, and that'll bring up 4th down. Big time stop from the defense. Frisco will leave this drive with the lead still as it is now 28-27. And Montague is still in the game here. 1st down play from the 15. Nice blitz there by the linebacker. It's a loss of 3. That'll take us to 2nd and 13. Montague back to pass. Looking to set up the screen. He's going to do it. Spencer Strickland with room to the outside. He'll pick up 12. Makes it a manageable 3rd and 1. And on 3rd down here, what is Frisco going to come up with? It's going to be a handoff to Duke Clark, and Clark goes up the middle. They say he doesn't have it. He only needed 1 yard, but when your center gets pushed back, there's not going to be much of a lane for you to run through. And you're just asking your defense to make even more big plays. First play of this drive is a loss of 1. Nice tackle, J.C. Dudley. 2nd and 11 now. Hoover hands off to Payne once again, trying to get the edge. He's not going to get there. He's tackled for a loss. There's also a hold on the play. We'll see what Frisco does here. Coach Nicky Price chooses to accept the penalty and make it 2nd down and 21. Hoover looking to the outside. Now that ball is caught, and it makes it 3rd and 7. Would have been better off leaving it at 3rd and 11. And now if TCU gets 9 yards here for the 1st down, you're going to wish it was still 3rd and 11 as Hoover has all day to throw the football, but time runs out. Dallas Bradley got in the backfield again. Last 2 drives for the Railriders have gone nowhere as Spencer Strickland starts this drive at running back. And Montague running wild in the backfield. He eventually just throws it away. There just hasn't been much open in this 2nd half. 2nd down and 10 now. Motion man is Corey Marsh. And this pass going to go underneath the Corey Marsh. He makes the grab. He's going to pick up 5 more. Marsh has 7 catches in this game for 52 yards. On 3rd and 5, Montague under pressure. It's another 4th down for the Railriders. The punt didn't go very far for Frisco as TCU takes over at the 43. Comorian Pimpton in motion here. As it's going to be a handoff to James. Not James, I'm sorry. That's Payne. He loses 2. Kenya Longo has been an absolute stud. The true freshman on the outside has been getting to the quarterback. He's been getting in the backfield. He's been doing everything you need from an edge defender as there's a gain of 8 to make it 3rd down and 4. 3rd and 4. Hoover back to pass again. Looking to the outside. That's caught by Comorian Pimpton, and it's 4th down and 1. Offense stays on the field on 4th down. Hoover, quick pass to the outside. That's caught by Zion Booker. He got the 1st down and more. Zion Booker has caught a ton of quick hitters in this one. None have been super spectacular though, just a ton of really short, quick grabs as Dakota Lyons is down with an injury, and that's a huge, huge concern for the Railriders. TCU is inching into field goal range. As of right now, it would be a 55-yard attempt as Hoover under pressure again. Josh Hoover taken down by Christian Romero. Big time sack, and that 100% knocks the Horned Frogs out of field goal range. And this was all set up by Kenya Longo once again. He got around the edge and forced Hoover into Romero. 3rd and 11 now. 2 minutes and 11 seconds left in the game. As Hoover rolling to his right. He's got a man over the middle. That is caught for the first down. Oh, that is a backbreaker for the Railriders. And now with just 2 minutes remaining in the game, they're in field goal range. Your defense needs to come up big here and make a play. Needs to make 3 big tackles, and there's one of them. Gain of 3. Timeout Frisco. Anybody who's anybody needs to be in the box for the Railriders. They've got 6 guys in there as Hoover's back to pass again. This is caught. It's a gain of 3 more. 3rd down and 4. Biggest play of the game right here. Get one more stop. Give your offense a chance. They're not going to. High goes right up the middle. 1st down, Horned Frogs, and they're going to be able to run this one out. 1st and goal from the 5. If you're Frisco here, it might even just be better off to let them score. We'll see what the plan is for this defense. Handoff goes to Payne. He goes up the middle with it. He's nearly in the end zone. Not quite. I really think the defense needs to let them get in the end zone, and they're going to. Walking right up the middle is the Horned Frog offense. They're going to go for 2 and attempt to make this a touchdown game. Hoover making a change at the line of scrimmage. He's back to pass. Hoover has all day to throw the football. Once again, time is running out. He has the pass open on the outside. It's going nowhere. Huge play by the defense. 33-28 is your score. As there's a man in motion on the right side, that's Corey Marsh, and it's going to go underneath for Marsh. Marsh able to pick up about 6, but we need some bigger plays here from this offense so it can get down the field. That brings up 2nd down and 4. Montague back to pass again, and Montague going deep down the field for Bryce Kane. Bryce Kane is open. He's in the end zone. What a play. We haven't seen any over-the-top action yet from Bryce Kane, and what a time for it to come out right here. We've been saying John Montague, he's not really known for the deep ball. He's going to hit all the quick hitters, but he hits the biggest throw of his young career right here to Bryce Kane as number 6 is in for 6. The drive is not done yet. A 2-point conversion can make this a 3-point game as Montague rolling to the left, and I hit the wrong button. I'm just not gonna. I hit the wrong button. That's on me. I'm breaking character, guys. That's on me. Hand up. That's on me. 34-33. 51 seconds left in the game, and there's a handoff here to Payne. That's an interesting play call from TCU. It's a gain of 6. There's a timeout. Make that 46 seconds remaining after the 1st down run. Hoover back to pass on 2nd down. Here's a quick one over the middle, caught by Jordan Dwyer. He's up to midfield. Can't just let this team walk. You can't just let this team walk down the field. You can't just keep everything in front of you, because if you give up a gain like that, then they're in field goal range. And this defense has laid down for the TCU offense. They're up to the 25. They don't even have to pass the football anymore. They can just run it a couple times and kick a field goal and win this game, but maybe something crazy will happen. Here's a pass to the outside, caught by Payne. He picks up 4 more. Another timeout for the Horned Frogs. There's 24 seconds remaining. Payne in the backfield once again. I imagine it's going to be a handoff to him. It is not a handoff to Payne. Hoover going to keep it himself here, and Hoover takes a big hit, but hangs on to the football. And wait, TCU has no timeouts left. They got to get up to the line and spike this football. 15 seconds, 14 seconds, 13, and Hoover able to get the spike off. Down by 1, 13 seconds remaining. McFarland on to kick this field goal. It is up. It is right down the middle. And the Horned Frogs have a 2-point lead. What do you do with 10 seconds remaining and no timeouts? This is the age-old question we're going to try to figure out. Here's Kane, can't get out of bounds. Nothing else matters. This game is over. I think Coach Nicky Price was hoping to get some yards there and then, run a second play after that, but unfortunately Kane couldn't get out of bounds, and instead Frisco loses this one 36-34. It was an instant classic here in Fort Worth as these two teams battled down to the last second, where TCU eventually took the win. I think overall this was a great game for Montag. 24 of 32, 255 yards, 2 touchdowns. Did have that one interception, but I still think that was a crazy play by the corner. Running the football, we were really good in the first half. Second half, not quite as much. I also like how Strickland was able to get in for 6 carries as well. We were able to get a good fluctuation between 2 different running backs today. That's ultimately what I want to see. I did want it to be Ty Barker, but man, if Spencer Strickland's going to run like this, I'm going to have to leave him in. And for receiving, 8 catches, 58 yards, and a touchdown for Corey Marsh. Good day for him. Bryce Kane was mostly quiet until the biggest play of the game, a 73-yard bomb. Montague to Kane. What a play, man. I'm so excited to keep using Bryce Kane. He's only a sophomore. We're going to have him for a few more years. John David LaFleur's been good as well. He's had 4 or 5 catches in every single game. He's just reliable to pick up 3 or 4 first downs every game. And on defense, our edge rushers have been amazing so far this season. A sack for Romero, a sack for Longo, and then a couple interceptions, one by Joseph Reese and a touchdown by J.C. Dudley. Now, we've got a bye week before we head into conference play, and I wanted to take a look at recruiting. We have 25 hours we can spend, but let's take a look at how things are going in the first place. This recruiting class is heavily focused on defense, specifically focused on the cornerback position. We need to get better in the secondary. We've got a ton of points. Look, I mean, 1, we got 2, 3, 4 corners on our board. We're trying to get a 4-star. I don't know if we're going to be able to, but we're going to fight with Kentucky for him. And we've got 25 hours we can spend, so we're going to look for some more players in the secondary. So we scouted Drew Lowe. He looks like he should be decently fast, so we're going to give him a scholarship and add him to our board. And this is who we're targeting as things stand. 5 corners, a Mike linebacker, a free safety, a D tackle, and a dual threat quarterback, because why not? Today we start conference play, and we'll have to take on Coastal Carolina. This is a team that we failed to score many points on a season ago, as we only went 3-5 in our conference last season, on our way to finishing in the bottom of the Sun Belt. And now, as I see Coastal Carolina's overall as a 55, I wonder, this can't be right? I mean, this team, they were a high 60 overall, low 70 overall team a season ago. There's no way they could have dropped all the way down to a 55, right? I mean, as I run through this roster, I think I kind of understand where that rating is coming from. I mean, there's not very many standout players to look out for, and their secondary especially. I mean, they don't have a single 70 overall here, outside of Zach Cody and Fred Adams, but that's after a boost. And nonetheless, the game still must be played on the field. It doesn't matter what your team overall is. It doesn't matter if you're 3-1 on the season, if you're 1-3 on the season. The game needs to be played out here on this turquoise-colored field, as we are in Coastal Carolina taking on the Chanticleers. Guys, if you've been enjoying this Frisco Railriders content, drop a like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube nonsense, or don't. You don't have to. It's completely up to you. Go ahead and do what you want. Coastal Carolina will start the day with the football, as they are led by sophomore Larry Garfield. One thing I will say about their offense is, even though it doesn't look like it might be that good, they are very, very young. Larry Garfield is just a sophomore. Their running back is a redshirt freshman. And then on the receiving core, I believe they have one senior, as the first play of the day goes nowhere. That is a carry for Javon Edwards. So I do think this team will be better in the future, but right now I think this is someone in the conference that we have to beat, as Edwards take this carry for a gain of 7. 3rd down and 2. Early opportunity for the defense to get off the field. It's another handoff for Edwards. I'm kidding. It's a fake, and it's a pass to the outside, caught for a 1st down by Bryson Graves, but there's a holding penalty. It's going to bring them back. It was actually an illegal man downfield, so it's just a 5-yard penalty, not a 10-yarder, and that makes it 3rd and 7 as Garfield takes it himself, and he's going to get the 1st down and more. Larry Garfield with a huge run, 29 yards across midfield. 1st and 10 now. It's a handoff for Edwards. He's got nowhere to go. Loss of 1. 3rd down and 10. Another opportunity for this defense to get off of the field as this pass is going deep down the sideline. It's broken up. Nice play by your Frisco defense as the offense will take over. John Montague back out to lead his offense one more time. And if there's anything I want to see from Montague, it's just a clean game. 1st down play, Montague drops back. He's going to the outside. That is broken up for Bryce Kane. Montague threw no interceptions against SMU in week 1, and in every game since, he's thrown at least 1. Here's a handoff now for Duke Clark as Clark goes up the middle with it. That's a 1st down, Railriders. Duke Clark is another guy that I'd like to see get going more. He has not been very hot in the yards per carry department, as here's Corey Marsh over the middle with a grab. That's back-to-back 1st downs for Frisco. 1st and 10 from the 49. Montague back to pass again. This time going to the outside for John David LaFleur. Short gain of 3. 2nd and 7. As this handoff goes to Spencer Strickland, and he gets hit hard after a gain of just 2. That'll bring up 3rd down. 3rd down and 5. Man in motion, that's Corey Marsh. As Montague back to pass again, and he's got Marsh open on the outside. That's a 1st down. He felt the pressure and got rid of the ball quickly. Up to the 32-yard line now. It's a quick pitch out to Duke Clark. Clark is looking for the edge, and he's got it. Duke Clark, gain of 15 up to the 17-yard line. Coming into this game, Duke Clark has only been averaging 3.5 yards per carry. We know that is not what he wants to be doing here, as he breaks the tackle in the backfield and he picks up 9 yards. Tough run, Duke Clark. Ty Barker enters the game for the first time as Bryce Kane comes in motion. It's a jet touch pass for him. Bryce Kane looking for the edge, and he just barely gets it. Not quite to the end zone, though. 1st and goal from the 2. Offense is spread out, and the handoff's going to go right up the middle for Clark. It's an easy first drive for your Railriders, as there wasn't much resistance from this Coastal Carolina defense. 7-0 is your score as Larry Garfield leads his offense back out on the field, starting from the 16. Garfield back to pass, trying to take off early. He will, and he'll pick up a gain of 8. I still think the biggest weakness of this Frisco team is their speed or lack thereof on the defensive end of the ball. Here's a quick pass underneath. That's caught for a 1st down. That was Bryson Graves. And with the thought of our defense being slow, I do think that's somewhere Coastal Carolina is going to have to look to exploit. On their first 2 drives, they haven't quite done that. 3rd and 7. Garfield back to pass again, trying to escape pressure. He's not going to. Rolling Kidd in the backfield on the cornerback blitz. And Kidd came from all the way on the outside here, untouched, and he lays a huge hit on Garfield. 1st and 10 from the 43 as Montague going to fake the handoff to Spencer Strickland here and keep it himself. He'll pick up a quick 6. That'll make it 2nd down and 4. As Montague back to pass, looking to set up the screen for Duke Clark here. As Clark gets a block on the outside, and he couldn't make a defender miss. Probably should have just cut that upfield. And that'll make it 3rd down and 3. Jewel Vaughn in motion now on 3rd down. As this pass is going to go underneath for Clark, and it's broken up. Wasn't a great throw by Montague. And that's where this first quarter ends. It was not the most eventful first quarter. You have a couple failed drives from Coastal Carolina, 1 beautiful touchdown drive by your Railriders, and then that last drive didn't really go anywhere. My one takeaway I have from that first quarter, if I have any takeaway from that first quarter, it's that this Coastal Carolina team doesn't feel particularly fast. As here's a pass over the middle that is caught by Jamarian Wayne, and he'll pick up 15. Now, I'm going to hope that statement doesn't come back to bite us, but it really doesn't feel like this team has a ton of speed, as that pass is broken up by a number of Frisco defenders. There's 11 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the half. Here's a nice run for Edwards as he goes up the left side and picks up a gain of 19. One change I've made is I upped the quarter length to 12 minutes because it did feel like sometimes the games would go by too fast as we're all up in the backfield. There's nowhere for Claiborne to go. But yeah, sometimes it just felt like the games went by way too fast, and even in this game, it felt like the first quarter went by way faster than it should have. But I upped the quarter length, hoping that the games felt more like, I don't know, like a more real time, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense. I also want to make sure the right number of plays are being run, right? You know, a college football offense with how fast-paced it is, with how good these offenses are, they're running more like 80 plays a game, and I don't think we were getting there at 11 minutes per quarter. And the last thing I need to update you guys on is a new update for Mat 10 slider set. That's the one I use. A new update for Mat 10. Oh, Yates, you were right there. Deshaun Yates should have had a sack. A new update for Mat 10 slider set came out, and that is the slider set that I use. I always use Mat 10s. So there's updated sliders for this game. So if the game feels different as Edwards goes around the outside for a gain of 16, maybe that's why the game might feel different. Coastal Carolina finally putting together a good drive now as they are nearing the red zone. Garfield back to pass on this one, looking to the outside. It is caught. That's going to be a gain of 6 more as Brooks Johnson makes the play. I'm also trying to get better at doing live commentary. I know I've been saying that for like 3 games now. As there's a pass over the middle that is caught by Wayne, and Wayne's going to go all the way to the end zone with it. Broke a tackle and dragged another defender across the goal line. Jamarian Wayne gets Coastal Carolina back into this one. 1st and 10 from the 22. Montague, first play of this drive, going to hand off to Duke Clark, who's looking for the edge, and he's able to pick up 3. It's been a solid start for Clark in this one. He's averaging about 8 yards a carry. As here's a quick pass to the outside, caught by Bryce Kane, and Kane's got room to run. He jukes out a defender. He's all the way up to the 35-yard line. That's a massive gain for Bryce Kane. 1st and 10 from the 35. And this is going to be a handoff now for Duke Clark, and it looked like he might have had a lane. Good tackle there from Wyatt Gideon. Brings us up to 2nd and 10. Is Montague back to pass again, and he's just going to keep hitting his drags. If they're going to keep playing man coverage, Montague is going to hit his drag all day. That makes it 1st and goal. Right now, you're looking at a bad combination of lack of speed and a bad scheme by Coastal Carolina as they are just getting outrun across the field. This time it's Bryce Kane in the end zone. Their corners aren't very fast. Their corners aren't very good, and yet their defensive coordinator keeps throwing them in man coverage against our speedy receivers. It's not gonna work. Frisco, 14-7. Defense looking to bounce back here as Larry Garfield leads his offense onto the field once again. Here's a handoff for Edwards right up the middle. He picks up 2. Offense showed a ton of life on that last drive as they were able to pick up 7 points. We'll see what happens this time around as this pass is over the middle. That is caught. Luckily, the tackle was made as that could have been a huge gain for Jamarian Wayne. And every time Frisco has shown blitz, Coastal Carolina has countered with an RPO. Here's a screen now for Edwards as he's looking for space. He picks up 8 yards. And we'll see if the Frisco defense keeps risking it with these blitzes. 2nd down and 2. Just over 2.5 remaining in the first half. And they do risk it with a blitz, and they do counter with an RPO, but that throw just off the mark. It's amazing the cat and mouse game that is a defensive coordinator versus an offensive coordinator. As this pass over the middle is caught for a quick 1st down. That's Kyle McNeil. Defensive coordinator sends a blitz. Offensive coordinator counters by throwing right into it. That is the name of football. As here is a run up the middle by Claiborne. That's a gain of 8. And that takes us to the 2-minute timeout. No longer the 2-minute warning. That was too scary for the college world. As here's another screen set up for Edwards, and Edwards with more room to run picks up another 1st down. After that failed first drive, Garfield is now up to 14 of 17 passing, and they are nearing the red zone one more time. But this time Garfield under pressure, and this ball somehow is caught. J.C. Dudley was right there, just couldn't make a play. as they have entered the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 20. It's a handoff for Edwards, who jukes a man out and breaks a tackle. Make that another broken tackle. It's 10 more yards. 2nd down and inches from the 10-yard line. But Garfield back to pass once again. He's going right up the middle with it. Someone's got to get to him, and nobody will. Garfield going to tie the game with his feet, as suddenly Coastal Carolina has a ton of life on this offense. 44 seconds remain in the half. That's plenty of time for this offense that has shown itself to be rather explosive so far in this one, as that's knocked away from Corey. And man, did Montague miss a big play opportunity here, as Davenport had nobody near him. We'll have to keep that play in our back pocket, though. Who knows? Maybe it can come up again. 2nd down and 10. Here's a fake to Strickland, and Montague under pressure. Breaks off of one tackler, and Montague has to throw it away. 3rd down and 10, trying to keep this drive alive as Montague rolls to his right a little bit. Pass underneath, caught by Duke Clark. That's a 1st down. Timeout Frisco. Nice play by Montague and Clark. Brian Gill enters the game in the slot on the right side now, as Montague back to pass again, looking for somebody open, and there's just no one. It feels like when this offense wants to make a big play and really stretch it downfield, that's when they struggle, because they just don't have the speed to get open deep downfield, as there's a gain of 1 for Kane. On top of that, Coastal Carolina has run a lot of zone on this drive, as Montague is back to pass again. He's got John David LaFleur wide open on the outside, and LaFleur picks up a big gain. That's all the way up to the 39-yard line with 3 seconds remaining in the half. Scratch that, there is 4 seconds remaining and no timeouts. Frisco lined up in Hail Mary formation as Montague has to outrun pressure, and he doesn't even get the ball downfield. You gotta do better than that against a 3-man rush if you're this offensive line. Nonetheless, though, we take it to halftime. We've got an entertaining game. 14-14 is your score. This Frisco offense has had their way with the Coastal Carolina defense, averaging 8 yards per play. They've got a running touchdown. They've got a passing touchdown. Coastal Carolina hasn't been able to stop anything, as there's that Bryce Kane catch right there. But the offense has come back and made this one entertaining. After the first couple drives, I wasn't sure this is how it was going to go, but we've got a good one here in Carolina. Let's get back out there. Second half is underway here. Frisco will start with the football from their own 27. It's a handoff to Duke Clark, and Clark picks up a quick gain of 5. As Montague trying to get the play off here, and he finally does, as Clark finds a hole and he bursts through it and picks up the 1st down and more. Nice run by Duke Clark, as he's already having a better day than he did a week ago. Ty Barker enters the game on this play. That's going to be a fake to Barker, and Montague rolling to his right, looking deep down the field. That's off the mark for Clayton Davenport. 2nd down and 10. Montague back to pass one more time. Pass quickly goes outside. Duke Clark on the screen, and Clark's got room to run. Duke Clark tries to hurdle a defender. He goes airborne. Huge gain for Frisco up to the 35. Ty Barker enters once again, and it's going to be a handoff for Ty as he tries to find room. There isn't any. I've been saying for a couple weeks now I want Ty Barker to get more playing time, as this 2nd and 9 is a run for Montague. Not sure why he didn't try to go to the outside with that one. One thing you always got to remember with this Frisco team is our kicker does not have a good leg. We did not recruit one in the offseason, as this pass goes over the middle. That's caught by Bryce Kane, and Kane's got room to run. He's all the way up to the 7-yard line. Montague over 200 yards on the day with that throw. 1st and goal from the 7. Montague back to pass again. Going to the outside. That's Duke Clark with the catch, and Clark able to reach forward to the 3. 2nd and goal from the 3 now. Montague back to pass again. Doesn't have much time. It's running out. That ball's knocked away from John David LaFleur. Third and goal from the 3. Brian Gill in motion now. Jet touchbacks for Gill, and there's nobody near him. Brian Gill, I believe that's only his second catch of the season, and this one goes for 6 points as Frisco made it look easy once again. Not only are they getting good plays, they're getting chunk plays on every single drive. I mean, you saw what it said at halftime. They're averaging 8 yards per play. But this Coastal Carolina offense has been able to keep pace all game, and we'll see if they can continue to do that here. As this is Edwards with nowhere to go. Olin Fritz and Christian Romero were in the backfield there. What is Larry Garfield going to do with this one? It's another handoff for Edwards, and it's Olin Fritz in the backfield. 2 plays in a row now. As it's 3rd down and 10, Coastal Carolina, they hustle up to the line of scrimmage. And this is going to be a draw play for Edwards as he looks for some room, and he's got a first down on the draw. Olin Fritz having a good drive here. This is a fake handoff now. It's Garfield, nowhere to go. J.C. Dudley in the backfield. It's a loss of 2. That'll bring up 3rd down and 12. Garfield back to pass again. He's got all day. He's launching deep downfield, and this is caught. Unbelievable, Jamarian Wayne. Not only does he go up in Moss Roland Kidd, he brushes him off, and he gets into the end zone. Jamarian Wayne one-on-one with Roland Kidd. Kidd went up, just missed the football, and then couldn't make the tackle, and Wayne with a huge play for the touchdown. We already knew this Frisco defense was going to struggle, as here's another shootout as Spencer Strickland goes up the middle, takes a 10-yard gain, makes it 2nd and inches. Starting to get a lot more active with the run game here in this second half, as on 2nd down and inches, Strickland breaks a tackle and picks up a first down. Duke Clark back into the game now, as on 1st and 10, it's going to be a handoff for Clark, and he's going to go up the middle with it, and Clark picks up another gain of 8. 2nd down and 1. As this is going to be a fake to Strickland this time, and a quick pass outside to Kane, and Bryce Kane gets the first down and more. This Frisco offense is moving once again. 1st and 10 from the 33. Handoff Duke Clark once again. Thought he was going to get a better block from his center there. Could have been a bigger gain. And here's a fake to Duke Clark now. Is this pass going to go quickly underneath? That is John David LaFleur with another catch as Frisco is up to the 12-yard line, and LaFleur is hyped for that one. 2nd down and 8. This is probably going to be the last play of the 3rd quarter here. Montague looking for somebody open. Good coverage all around. He's just going to throw this one away. Ends up not being the last play of the 3rd quarter. And it ends up not being the last play of the 3rd quarter. There's time for one more. Here's a quick pass to the outside, caught by Davenport. That'll make it 4th and inches. And we enter the 4th quarter with a decision to make for Nicky Price. Does he go for it on 4th down, or does he kick the field goal? Look at these wide receivers today, man. Jamarian Wayne and Bryce Kane are killing it. And Coach Nicky Price has decided to leave this offense on the field. 4th down and inches. Handoff goes to Duke Clark, and he tries to go to the outside. Loses 4 yards and loses Frisco the football. 1st and 10 from the 7 as Coastal Carolina takes back over. Here's a handoff for Claiborne. He's going to lose 2 on 1st down. This Frisco defense has tightened up against the run game here in the 3rd quarter. As it's 2nd and 12 from the 5 now, as Garfield back to pass, rolling to his left. He's able to evade pressure and just barely evade a safety. Garfield has done some impressive things in the pocket today. It is 3rd down and 12. It's just going to be a handoff for Claiborne as they try to get more space for their punter. Good defensive drive by Frisco. And this punter has had pretty short punts all game. This one's not even going to make it to midfield as Tapia catches it at the 40. 1st and 10 from the 40. Montague with a fake now. Going to do another quick pass underneath. That's John David LaFleur with another grab. He's having himself a good day. I don't think LaFleur has caught his first touchdown yet this season. Hopefully that'll change for him soon, as here's a fake to Spencer Strickland. Pass is caught by LaFleur once again, and he hurdles over a defender and gets upended at the 6-yard line. I don't think a 6'7" man is supposed to be doing this. He jumped over the defender here before getting hit up into the air. First and goal from the 6. Handoff goes to Duke Clark, and he's lost yardage on each of his last 2 runs. Second down and goal. Montague back to pass now. This one quickly to the outside. It's caught again by LaFleur, but nowhere to go. And that'll bring up third and goal from the 6. Montague back to pass one more time. Looking for somebody open, and he throws it at the feet of Bryce Kane. That'll bring on the field goal unit. We've got George Lincoln out here to kick this one up, and just barely through. The freshman doesn't have a strong leg or great accuracy, but he got the job done there. 24-21 as Frisco is delivering another classic of a game right here. It's a quick pass to the outside that is caught by Bryson Graves. It's a gain of just 1. So far, every single game that Frisco has played this season has been decided by 1 score. That's not even an exaggeration. All 3 games, as there's Kenya Longo in the backfield. The true freshman now has 4.5 sacks on the season, and he took down Garfield hard on this one. Let's see how Kenya Longo got back there. Just a nice little rip move and didn't allow Garfield to get to the outside. Third down and 15. Can this defense get another stop here? Motion man is Damian Claiborne, as is a screen set up underneath. Not set up very good. It's only a gain of 3. And once again from the 16, we watch this punter. And once again from deep on his own side of the field, this punter has to kick. And again, he doesn't kick it very far as Tapia able to catch it on the run. And Ray Tapia all the way up to the 28-yard line. First and 10 from the 28 after the short punt. It's a fake, and Montague under pressure, unable to get the throw off. Second down and 10 now. As this is going to be, looks like another screen setup for Duke Clark as he's looking for the outside, and he's not quite going to get there. He picks up 4. That brings up third and 6. And on third down, Montague back to pass again. This pass underneath caught by Marsh, but he couldn't clear the last defender. That's going to send out the field goal team once again. This is just a 40-yarder here for Lincoln. Like I said, doesn't have the strongest leg. We'll see if I fucked it up anyways. Doesn't even matter. Whatever, man. Score remains just 24-21 as this Frisco team can't put away the Chanticleers, and this drive starts with a run that goes nowhere for Damian Claiborne. As we'll see if Larry Garfield can lead his offense down the field one more time. It's a fake handoff now, pass to the outside that is caught by Jamarian Wayne. He's got 11 more. 131 yards on the day for Jamarian Wayne. It appears we are not able to defend him very well, but we can defend the run with J.C. Dudley. That'll make it second down and 10. And it looks like we got some movement up front there. Not sure if that's going to be on Frisco or Coastal Carolina. And let's see what they call. They've got encroachment on Dallas Bradley. Whether I agree or not, it is second down and 5 now. As they fake handoff and another quick pass to the outside. That's Bryson Graves with a big gain. He crosses midfield up to the 46. First down and 10. Garfield back to pass again. Overthrows his running back as there was pressure from the left side. Second and 10. Garfield back to pass again. More pressure in his face. Doesn't matter. He's able to find his man for a gain of 9. Third down and 1. This is going to be a handoff. No, it's a fake and a bad throw by Garfield. He had Courtney open, and instead it's 4th and 1. Fourth down and 1. Garfield back to pass again. He's going to take it up the middle himself for an easy Chanticleer first down. And that last play took us to the 2-minute timeout. Just 2 minutes remaining in this one to find out who's going to win this nail-biter, as Garfield looking to the outside, and there was nobody home for that football. Coastal already in field goal range, I'd imagine, as Garfield under pressure, and this ball's picked off by Olin Fritz, and that might have just sealed this game. There's just a little bit of pressure off the edge by Christian Romero. And Owen Fritz, the beneficiary of a bad pass. What a play by the Frisco defense. If there is one thing this offense has struggled to do, it's been closing out games. First down play here. It's going to be a quick pass outside for Bryce Kane, as they're not just looking to run the clock out, they're looking for big plays. That's 18 more yards for Bryce Kane, as Montague is over 300 on the day. First and 10 from the 27 now. Montague going to fake it to Strickland and keep it himself. He picks up 3. Not sure where Duke Clark is at this time. This is one of those moments you'd like to have your best back in the game, as Spencer Strickland breaks a tackle, and Strickland's up the left side. Huge gain all the way up to the 45 of Coastal Carolina. And this run may have just sealed it. Spencer Strickland breaking a tackle and showing off what little burst he has for a huge gain. And that is gonna do it. Frisco travels to Carolina and takes down the Chanticleers 24-21, as your player of the game is John Montague. He hits 300 yards for the second time this season, throws 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. As we're gonna take a look at John David LaFleur. Look at that hurdle, man. He's 6'7". He shouldn't be doing all that. The Railriders start the season 1-0 in conference play, as they look to be more competitive than they were a season ago. And this was a really great game all around, but especially offensively. I mean, John Montague, 315 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Running the football, Duke Clark was better than he's been in past games. But really, Spencer Strickland has been really, really good in his limited role. I mean, last week he had, I think, 5 or 6 carries and had yardage in the 40s. Now this week, 6 carries, 38 yards. He's just been great whenever he touches the football. And receiving, Bryce Kane is averaging over 100 yards per game, and there's no shock that he's done it once again. 117 yards and a touchdown, as John David LaFleur also had a really good day in this one, his best game of the season, as he put up 82 yards himself. Then, of course, we can't forget about Corey Marsh, 5 more catches, 60 yards, and Brian Gill catching his second pass of the year that happened to go for a touchdown. Defensively, there was a lot of good and a lot of bad. I'm not really sure what to make of this game. I mean, we only allowed 21 points. I can never be too upset about that, but it felt like there was a lot of big plays in this one. Nonetheless, Kenya Longo, 3 tackles for loss. J.C. Dudley, 3 tackles for loss. Olin Fritz got back there twice, and we had a couple sacks on the day. 1 for Roland Kidd and 1 for Kenya Longo. And then, of course, Olin Fritz with the interception. Guys, that's going to do it here in this one, as we started conference play with a win. We are 1-0 in the Sun Belt. We will take on Appalachian State, and they have started off 4-0 in non-conference play, as they have absolutely ran through the Carolinas. Guys, if you've been enjoying this content, drop a like, comment, subscribe. You already know, or don't. You don't have to, but like, imagine if more people watched it and we all hung out together every time one of these videos came out. Like, come on, that'd be pretty damn cool, right? Pretty damn cool. Come on, you know that would be really cool. Anyways, you don't have to. Like I said, you have free will. It's been Kin. Peace out.